So let's take our training site. This page just says, welcome to my website. Have you seen my new website called google.com? If we click it, it's just going to take us to google.com. We don't see anything in the back. But if we right click, copy link, and paste it, we can see that the site is using a redirect parameter, and whatever value we put in here is more than likely going to be used to redirect the user. So for example, if I put in here nahamsec.com, we're going to get redirected to Nahamsec without any problems. This is very, very common in bug bounties. I've seen this happen a lot of times. You just have to be very good at seeing these different parameters and fuzzing it to a point where it gets redirected to your website. If you remember the earlier chapters where we talked about response codes, as I type in redirect on our website, right here we're sending a request to nahamsec.training, redirect to nahamsec.com, with the request method being set to get. We're getting it 302. This is important because it tells us, hey, there's an open redirect, or that actually there's a redirect happening here, to look for it further. It's always good to know the status codes and understanding what each one means. So as soon as this is clicked, the application is going to redirect us, and we can either have a phishing page, a fake login page, whatever else right here in order to exploit our users. And also I mentioned that it's always not as straightforward. So in this case, again, for our other example, if we click this link, it's going to go to google.com. Again, let's try it again. It goes to google.com. Now I'm going to swap out Google with Nahamsec, and this is a website that is not trusted by the web server. So it says, hey, it's not allowed to this host because I don't recognize it, even though I misspelled Nahamsec. We'll try it again. It still says, hey, it's not allowed. I don't recognize this. But now we have to figure out, okay, what is this application really looking for? If I pull google.com right here, obviously it works. It doesn't work because it looks for .com. So if I put google.com, that works. What if I put nahamsec.google.com? That doesn't work. So we start to play with it a little bit and see what things do work and what doesn't. So we're going to do it again, nahamsec.com. That also isn't allowed. But there is a functionality in every browser. So if you actually type in a valid domain like google.com at a domain you want to actually redirect with @ like that, that's actually a browser functionality. This would work. So if you do this, the user would get redirected to the website on the second end. So whatever you put here is going to be what the user gets redirected to. So if I put yahoo.com, whatever I put in here, .com, doesn't matter, it's ignored, and we get redirected to nahamsec.com instead. Now let's see if that trick works. So we're going to go back into our training site, and we're going to swap out this right here with google.com, and we're going to tell it to bypass that and completely ignore this google.com or whatever we have in here, and use Nahamsec at the end. And we're going to feed that into the application, and as you can see, this actually redirects the user to nahamsec.com.